All right, so a little bit of an update from the last video, which I think was Wednesday the 21st, tonight being Sunday, August 25th. Obviously, a lot's happened in the market since my last post on this. Friday, obviously, an absolute just fucking bloodbath. You can see that right here with this deep red candle on August 23rd. So you'll remember from the last video, we were really kind of bullish, constructive. We had some nice upward movement here. We were looking at that 29.95 level in the S&P. Obviously, that completely got obliterated by fucking tweet on Friday. So, look, I try to stay away from politics on on these posts because it's more relative to trading. But obviously, politics dovetails into market dynamics, and the problem here, we got what we wanted on Friday morning. Jerome Powell, Fed chair, was in Jackson Hole as they do every year, gave some comments that were actually very dovish, very accommodating. In fact, he said that the Federal Reserve was poised to do whatever they needed to do to keep the U.S. out of recession, which is exactly what the market wanted to hear. But he did make one, I guess, critical error, I guess, in this bizarro fucking world that we live in. He actually cited that the trade war with China is damaging and detrimental to the U.S. economy, which our president apparently took exception to. And not long after the comments, tweeted something that basically equated Jerome Powell as an enemy of the state. Right? I mean, pause for a second. Think how fucking insane it is, right? This is his own appointee as an enemy of the state for an apolitical organization that's supposed to be completely objective. And they are, by the way. Compared him with President Xi from China, who's obviously an authoritarian dictator of a communist country. Put these guys in the same pedestal, which is just totally insane. And obviously, the market just completely peeled back. And then, of course, through the day, the trade war escalated with more tariffs announced on both sides. Obviously, China retaliated as we knew they would. And we in turn retaliated after the markets closed once again. So I'll get to the futures chart here in a second, just so we can get a peek. As you know, my concern has always been to the downside here at the 200-day moving average. We're about there tonight. We're down about 1% across the board between all the major averages. Qs, SPX, Dow Jones, everything's about 1% down as we stand tonight. It's about, well, I don't know, 9:20 Eastern Standard Time p.m. So I'll show you the futures chart here in a second, but I need you guys to understand something. Because these videos are all about trading the market. Never in history have investors had to deal with this kind of a X factor variable where you've got some dumb fuck in the White House who can swing the fucking Dow Jones 1,000 points in one session by hitting the send button on some crackpot dumb fuck tweet like he did on fucking Friday. And he did like 5 or 6 of them. Now, we've seen this shit before. This is well before I started posting these videos. But I get so fucking frustrated because there is real money at work here. People leverage trades. And how can you intelligently invest in a market where you've got some fucking clown who's mentally ill, okay, that can move the markets this way, wantonly? Now, I've heard people say that they're convinced that he's got some kind of, something going on with China where he's able to short the market, or he's working with a syndicate of investors to short the market. Maybe that's true. I got to be honest with you. I don't think he has the cognitive ability. He's certainly not smart enough to do that on his own. If that's what's happening, he's got help. But I don't think that's what's happening. I think what's happening is he's getting shown up in this trade dispute, and the poll numbers are collapsing. The rats are jumping off the ship. The wheels are flying off the fucking clown car. And it's a cornered animal type response. This guy's losing his shit. And that's what you see now. So we're back to the levels we were 3 weeks ago at August 5th right now, with where we closed on Friday. So again, sorry for the political rant, but going back to the charts, this 200-day moving average, as I've continued to say the last couple weeks, is very much in play. And after Friday's session, we're very much right there, essentially. So 29.95 is now become our kind of objective target, on the bull case. Otherwise, we're heading lower. Now let's just take a quick look at where the futures are on the SPX. So the same chart, this is just futures, right? So you'll see where we've already opened. We opened, 3 hours and 24 minutes ago on the East Coast. And we've bounced off that 200-day already. We touched it. We bounced off it. So tomorrow's open is going to be so, so critical. I'm so interested to see how the markets react to it. But we've gotten back up closer to maybe 23, 25 points off on the S&P. But we did touch that 200-day. We touched that lower Bollinger Band right there just tonight with regard to futures opening at 6 p.m. Eastern. So we'll see where things go. And obviously any number of things can happen overnight. There's a G7 going on. Who knows what Trump could tweet overnight. You had Kudlow making the rounds today on the Sunday shows touting this trade deal with Japan that's had fucking literally zero effect. I mean, come on, man. Japan, we're talking about China that holds 20% of our debt, right? Let alone the multiple, hundreds of billions of dollars of trade engaged with China. And it's just staggering to me that people don't fully get this or understand what's at stake here as it relates to these tariffs and how foolish and exaggerated it is. As you can see, we just turned green there for 1 second, one quick second. We turned green there from where we opened, keep in mind. We're well underwater from where we closed on Friday. But obviously we have a gap here from, and just for people that don't understand how futures trade, futures close at 9 p.m. on Friday, reopen 6 p.m. Sunday. So that's why we've got a gap down here. But we've already, we've come way off the lows, so that's, encouraging. Anyway, I generally try to get to some specific names, but this is just, I wanted to just put this out there to just put this in context for everyone with regard to what's happened at the end of last week. I was actually traveling on business, so I couldn't manage my long positions. If I told you how much money I lost on Friday's session, you'd fall out of your fucking chair. No bullshit. Normally I can trade out of some of these longs, but I couldn't do it just with what I was preoccupied with, and I was getting the notifications, and I'm just looking at this just in awe. We got everything we wanted from Powell in the morning, and Trump just absolutely shit all over it. And here we are, hopefully scraping to get back to where we closed on Friday just to open the markets tomorrow. So it's going to be a wild session tomorrow, wild week in the markets. We do have some economic data coming tomorrow. We're actually going to get some pretty interesting stuff. In fact, we're going to get durable goods, which is a big market mover. Most importantly, we're going to get CapEx. Core CapEx is really going to tell the tale, because put yourself in the situation of a business owner. How can you, really confidently invest in your business relative to CapEx if you have no idea what this trade dispute, how it's going to impact your business, what the outcome's ultimately going to be. And I just speak about it from an investor standpoint. It's hard enough for me to put, capital to work in the markets when I know that at any moment, any day, Trump could drop some dumb fuck tweet. If you're a business owner and you're talking about a longer term situation with regard to capital investment, it's very difficult to make those types of decisions. So that's where the cascading effect comes, right? If investors are uneasy, that capital dries up. If business owners are uneasy, that CapEx gets allocated in other ways. And we talk ourselves into a recession. And that's what's happening right now, right before our eyes. So that's where I'm concerned. Again, looking at, this is the futures chart. Let me just jump back to SPX so I can wrap this up. So yeah, tomorrow's session, we're down around here right now with regard to where we're trading. So I'll just guess that we're going to open somewhere between here and maybe 28.40, which is here. And we'll see where the rest of the week goes. Again, our lower bounds here, really, we're seeing support here at 27.75. This is the lower trend line with regard to the lows. So these are both in play. we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I'll probably try and do another video and update you guys on Wednesday or something close. And I'll try to hit some specific names. Again, just under the current circumstances, I thought it was better to just hit the broad market and just give some context. So anyway, let's see what happens tomorrow and get some Z's. We'll catch up later in the week.